sex energy is so underrated. It's overrated in terms of like, oh, it's so important and make you feel really good and it's all about dopamine. It's underrated on how deep it really goes. How literally this opposite energy, polarity, attraction, or sex energy, it creates worlds and it sustains worlds. And not only that, it's responsible for one's awakening. It's responsible for one's de-evolution, one's evolution, and everything in between. That polarity attraction. And so the universe, God, divine, uses it to accelerate some people's burning of karma or realizing their true nature. So we want to discuss here why it can be that some higher beings, more conscious beings, they're attracted to a relationship and to an energy that's really, they can see clearly on some level, 40% conscious of it, 60%, some almost 100% conscious of it. They're like, this is gonna like damage me, but I have to do it. It's like the destiny. You got to do it. Why? Yeah, this is what we're going to get into. But first, this same energy, it can build your identity and then it can dissolve your identity. Same energy. So you can say, like, for the younger souls, it builds their identity because you need an identity before you can dissolve an identity, right? You got to have something. I've talked about it before. You can't transcend the ego or an identity if it's not built. Otherwise, it's just talk. It's just blabber. You're just reciting some non-dual concepts or spiritual cliches, imagining like that we transcended something. But you can always tell a being with any living wisdom, you can tell a parrot from someone who's actually one with their words. So the way this this opposite energy, polarity, or sexual energy the way it builds an identity, and see, we all have to go through this, even the older souls, we have to go through this, we have to taste this. Just, it's like the tax of being a human being. Even if we've already experienced this in previous lives, still, and even if you know at the beginning that like this is superficial, getting in a relationship and they're making me feel good and ooh, I'm a man now, ooh, I'm doing it right, she says anyway, that validating, that self-worth, the older beings know, even in the midst of it, it's like, God, yeah, it feels good for a second, but like, it's like a sugar high. Okay, but still they have to taste it a little bit. It's like part of the hypnosis that we agree to take on when we come here. It's like even avatars who have been enlightened previous lifetimes, they get soaked in some of this collective karma when they come here, because it's like you have to reawaken. Otherwise, you don't know, you can't play the game, and you can't understand people and have empathy, and you'd be more of an alien than you already are, you know. So everybody has to go through this. It's just the new souls, they don't grow out of it. Their whole life they'll be in this scenario with what I'm about to say, because I know people, and I've been close with them for decades, 60, 70, 80 years old. I know people in all three categories whom I've known for decades, and they're still in this. I talked with my friend about it, who's not in it. He's in India. I'm like, how can they still be in it? He's a little bit in it, but like he's coming out of it pretty fast. Watches my videos, so I have to, you know. I'm like, how can they still be in it, man? How can you still be chasing dopamine stimulation and validation and you're like 80 years old? Like, haven't you learned, like you've done this thousands and thousands of times, haven't you learned like it's so empty and it wastes so much time and creates so much stress and blocks any kind of deeper time spent doing inner awareness and being aware, having quietness inside. You can't have quietness inside when you're stuck in this game all the time. But at the same time, we got to go through it for as long as we got to go through it. You see, we can't see all of our previous lives, how much we've already went through it. We can't see that. So sometimes it's easy to kind of be discriminatory and be like, you stupid fool, like, stop doing it. Stop. I stopped. Can't you stop? We can't see the string of lifetimes. If we could, it would all make sense. We would see how we were, we don't know how long, how many lifetimes we were stuck in it. So the way it works, though, is you're like, man, it's a strong hit. I told you before, I was on a plane when I was 23, and she was about 55 or 56, platonic relationship. We went to Hawaii. I never went snorkeling there, and so she took me as friends, and we went and did that. And on the way back, she's like texting this guy the whole time. And she's like, whoa, she's, acting like a teenager. And I looked at her, I'm like, why are you doing that? She says, this is good stuff. I'm like, haven't you did it before though? Yeah, but like, this is a new guy. So it gives a strong sense of aliveness, a strong sense of self-worth, of self-esteem. Somebody loves me. Even they don't. It just doesn't matter. Just lie to me. Just act. The best prostitute, the prostitutes make the most money are the best actresses. They just know how, because a guy's just like, please lie to me. Just, the average insecure guy that goes to these things, like, just make me really feel like I'm the only one. Yeah, you're the only one. Seriously. I'm gonna get out of my profession someday because of you. Really? Yep. Because I see you. Oh wow, somebody finally sees me. Okay, I'm going back to my hometown now. I'll come back though in a year. I'll be waiting. Then he goes back. She sends an email a couple weeks later, maybe a week later, maybe a day later. She's like, oh, I lost my earring. And I saw this really nice pair in the store, and I thought of you when I saw them. I'm like, wow, he'd really like me with these earrings. I'm like, can you help me out? Yeah, sure, yeah, they're like $500. Okay. And then next week, oh, my mom's donkey's sick, and my mom really has a good relationship with this donkey, and I don't know what they do, but we want to take him to the donkey vet. Can you? Yeah, I'll hook you up. He doesn't know she's doing that with like 5 other guys. I'm talking about the bar girls in Thailand. They used to think I was gay because most guys had a girl on the back of their bike. I never did. They're like, why don't you have a girl on the back of your bike? I'm like, why would I have a girl on the back of my bike? You can take her to the hotel and she'll make you happy. No, she'll make drama. I don't no thanks. All right, did we digress? I don't think we digressed, but we went off for sure. But we're talking about the the strong dopamine hit that we get when we're intertwined with this opposite energy, how it makes us feel alive, and you just keep chasing it. It's the ultimate drug. It's the strongest drug because it plays into our biology. We have this software from the get-go that where a man is drawn to a woman and a woman is not needs a man, but can sometimes feel like she needs a man. There's some attraction, but the attraction's different. It's definitely different. And that's what trips people up. But I don't want to get into the difference between men and women. Read that book, Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus. I read that when I was like 13. It's an old book, but I remember I liked it. All right, so the new souls can be caught up in this dopamine hit, trying to unlock this feel-good chemistry like their whole life, for lifetimes. Okay, an older soul, an older being, they'll do it for a couple decades, few decades, and then somehow it wears off. It doesn't work anymore. It's like I used to love roller coasters when I was a kid. And then, I don't know, I just kind of outgrew them. Same thing that happens. It has to happen organically. If you haven't reached that state, don't worry about it. Go enjoy the dopamine. And I don't say that condescendingly. I did. I enjoyed it until I couldn't enjoy it anymore. Simple. You can't, what are you gonna, you can't, you can't go learn a technique to like break that. You have to let the slow wheels of evolution just kind of take you out of it. In the meantime, if this message, if you're still drawn to it, that means something deeper in you is working to accelerate your evolution. Cool. You do both. You absorb the message, you stay conscious when you do what you do, and at the same time, if you're caught up in the compulsion of doing it, just flow with it. It's what I did. I could not buck the process or the evolutionary speed or law. I just couldn't do it. I don't care what teacher I went to. I couldn't do, you can't, what are you gonna do? You can't mess with your destiny or your arc. So you accept it and surrender, but that is so hard to do. You know how many private sessions I've had and we start talking about this and it's like, they don't have nothing to say after that because they don't want to hear it. They want the techniques and like there are none, but you need to come to realize that for yourself because then you'll accept and surrender to evolution because organically, because you'll see you have no choice. And then ironically, that accelerates the evolution. But you can't do that as a technique. Say, all right, I'm gonna like surrender to evolution and not try to find techniques, but really inside I want to find techniques. But he said, don't do it. So no, you're still in seeking stage. So fulfill that. Go do your seeking, and then you'll come to rest at some point. So when it organically happens, it's so organic, like you can't do nothing about it. You just come, like I said, I outgrew the roller coasters, you outgrow this whole dopamine game. Simultaneously, see, we can't understand what's going on. Even we think we can. We don't know the deeper underlying reasons of why we're having certain experiences and are placed in certain situations. We judge it from the present moment, from our emotional body and very limited mental capacity and how we feel and what we think and all of our concepts. And so then we'll deem something good or bad. It's so incomplete. Later in retrospect, you can look back and be like, damn, I see why that happened. This was like major. Yeah, it was hell, but it was major. It served as a catalyst, man, so that I could have the realization and knowledge I have today. It may take years or decades to look back and see how that worked, but sometimes we can see it. So the older beings, it becomes boring. This whole chase, this whole, oh wow, she validated, it made me feel good. Yeah, you might feel good, for a second. Oh, she said, she said, you're gorgeous. I remember the first time a girl said that, I felt pretty good because I hadn't grown up hearing that too much at all. Strong dopamine hit. And then I could flirt better for the next few days because I was riding on that high. I was like 34, had long hair and was blonde. Got those gains, of course. So you grow out of that. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't hit you inside anymore. Something inside doesn't move anymore deeply when you get such compliments or recognition, nor do you feel like even approaching, or you're not trying to win somebody over anymore. Because something deeper in you, this is what I'm trying to say, this is why we don't know what's going on deeper subconscious level, where the consciousness is really operating, something wants to be free. You want to be free of identity. Identity meaning, you know what you come to realize, the core illusion is this. You start to see how deep this feeling is of like, I need someone to complete me. Yeah, that. This is a deep, deep message inside a lot of people that they believe. They literally believe it. And there's all the justification to go with it. Look, God put man and woman here and they're supposed to be together and all that. That's fine. Live your life. There's some people who Can't help it because it's organic. You outgrow that. Something inside, you can't help but challenge that. You can't like accept that anymore. It just doesn't feel right. Like I'm incomplete. I need a woman to like make me complete. What if I can't get a woman? Like, okay, God, if I need this to make me complete, then why don't you give it to me? Or universe, like, and why do I need her to make me complete? Start analyzing, introspecting, analyzing your previous relationships. Okay, when I was with this one or that one, they were really good at the like good match, I thought. Did it complete me? It gave me a temporary sense of completion, followed by a dismantling, drama, and I was super glad after we broke up, after the detox period, when I was like, damn, I'm glad I'm out of that. So did that complete me? Is it that I didn't find the right one? Is that what's wrong? If I found the right one, then that would complete me? You see, you start to do this analysis. Whereas more younger souls, they don't do that. They're operating on autopilot. They're looking in addiction to this attraction. It's involuntary and automatic. They just like, that's what they do. It's like the dog chases a cat. That's what he does. So once you start contemplating that, it's because you want to be free. You're burning causal level karma. Causal mean identity. You're burning these software programs that were divinely put in here because this is the game, Transcendence. You're starting to burn those up. You're starting to want to come into a satisfying state without that state needing to be contingent upon a person, place, or thing. You see? The higher growth is activated in you. And so this is what's happening in real time. And so then you start to attract situations and energies, the dark kind, that will provoke that. It reveals to you all your insecurities and inadequacies and how much you're addicted to another human being, how much you feel like you need them, that they help you emotionally or mentally. They give you a psychological boost. It's like it's showing how much you feel you're dependent on that. Because the way it works, like I've shared in the other video, they're a really good match, seemingly. They really pump you up, get you going. Man, you're like, damn, I can like accomplish anything I want if I have her by my side. She like gives you this, it's like the Limitless movie where he takes that pill and it just makes him be able to do anything. It's like you can feel like that. But then the training is this. She takes it away, or he takes it away if you're a girl. And that's when you're left with this feeling of how dependent you are on another human being, because that's your training. You want that on some level. You want to transcend that. Well, it can't get transcended unless it's exposed. So the universe, acid grace, sends you something that's going to expose it. And then you get the dark female or dark male. So then you got an opportunity you can't transcend something if you don't feel it, you know? So it reveals all that. And then what makes it worse, so it's like that dark energy is revealing to you your deepest insecurity, which is like, I'm not enough. I need something else. All right. Then it hits you again, because this is hardcore training. It takes a lot to fry the causal seed. You got to be hit. It's just, how else are you going to uproot it, let alone burn it? So you're feeling like, damn, why am I so weak? I feel like a weak little, like, how the hell am I so weak? Why do I still feel so strong to call her? Or like, what the hell's going on? Am I a man? Or like what? Then the guilt and shame will hit you. You see? Why am I like this? I thought I was a badass. Now I'm like some little kid, like, oh, mom. That can be an emotional catharsis. You can go crazy for a little bit. It's good. It's that identity burning up. It's uncomfortable. But if you get through it and you don't drug or drink it away or go get another relationship or sexualize it away, you'll get through that. You'll transcend that and you'll be different. There'll be a shift. That's evolution. That's transcendence. That's how it works. It's not you, I'm going to sit and meditate every day in the morning and night for 30 minutes. And then that's going to give me a shift. Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the recipe. But your curriculum can be what I'm sharing. Like, you're put into certain situations. Doesn't just have to be these kind of relationships, in just health or any trying, extenuating circumstances. It's designed to take you to the next level. Because just doing a spiritual practice, being locked in an ashram your whole life, like, it's not enough. You need to be out in the world, in the grind. So the other thing I want to touch on, because I can hear it, the people will say, no, but sex, it can be a divine experience. It's like godly, and it is. There's a divine interrelationship between sex and spirituality. I wrote about it in my book. Oh yeah, I have books. I have an autobiography book and a Preserving Your Sexual Energy book, True Health book, Plant Medicine book, and Spiritual book. You can see my website if you want. Most of the time when people talk like this, though, trying to say, no, he's bashing sex, he doesn't know about it, it's the divine experience. These are dopamine addicts who are just addicted to sex. They can't admit it, and so they want to create these classes and courses and situations where they can get their orgasms and feel this intoxication of merging with the opposite energy. It is a divine experience, but like, I'm saying that, but at the same time, I'm not like out here like with the signs, you know, like, you got to do this. This is, I don't have a bunch of passion behind it. And if somebody makes a video and if they were to criticize sex, which I'm not doing, by the way, although I know some will view it that way because it goes against their rigid ideas they have, I'm not for sex or against sex. I don't care about it. I just don't care. If I'm supposed to have those experiences, then I'm gonna have them again. You notice your whole life is like that? Whatever experiences you're supposed to have, you're gonna have. We don't need to make a big deal about it. And that's how you know. That's how you know. If somebody says something and then I get triggered, I'm like, you're so stupid, man. Like, you're missing this part. Like, you're not sharing about how beautiful it is. Well, for one reason I'm not, is because the video is not about that. I'm focused on transcending and burning causal karma. And I'm talking about how the dark energetic force can do that, those relationships, all right? I made a video actually before. You go see that. The interrelationship between sex and spirituality, I think. If that's supposed to happen, that happens, man. It happens. It happens organically. It's not a big deal. I don't make a big deal about it afterwards. I'm not trying to sell people on it like I used to with plant medicine. When I first did plant medicine, it was so damn good. I just thought the whole world needed to do it. And then later I realized, like, no, they don't. And actually, it's not that good anymore. You outgrow everything. So it, yeah, like I said, that's a different topic. If you're in that stage where you feel sex is actually giving something to you and helping you, well, it probably is, but that doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that. I used to feel that way too. Tantra, you got to do Tantra, man. This is the best. Yeah, it was nice. It's nice. There's another side to it, though. Everything's dualistic. Positive and negative side. So I really don't care what anybody does. And I don't have anything that I stand so strongly behind, because you can. You can't. Everything on some level is good for a particular person. This is all good. So if you're attracting this dark energy, whether you're a man or a woman, it's not like it's some kind of mistake or something. You're not, you're being finished off is what it is. It's like life is using this as a catalyst to finish you, finish your identity. It's high level training. Even if you can't see it when you're in the middle of it, later you'll look back and see it. Use that opportunity, use it for the growth that it's been sent to you for, and just let it extinguish itself. It's like the fire, it creates a fire, and you gotta let the fire burn, and then it'll kind of just go out naturally. So I hope that gives some solace to people maybe you found yourself being attracted to such relationships and like you didn't know why. It's because the unconscious is running most of our lives. There's a behind the scenes program that's controlling the cross currents and who we meet and what situation we're in and all that. So if you find yourself in something like that and you feel in your heart like, wow, I feel really connected though, this is great, that's for you, that you're supposed to be in that situation. There's vitamins and minerals in there that you haven't yet digested, but you will. So trust that. All right, I'll see you guys.